Good evening, everyone. The spirits of this Tambaran house, indeed the spirits of Karau in East Sepik, have made their statements to Sir Michael Somare, one of the longest-serving politicians in Papua New Guinea. His disappointments and triumphs as a leader later in an interview with me in this program. We begin firstly, though, with East Sepik as a province, the last in our documentary series, My Province, My Country, Walking Together. Wewak Town, the provincial capital of the East Sepik Province. It's a beautiful waterfront town of white sandy beaches, leading to lush green vegetation dotted with coconut trees. The town is spread out with the airport, the hospital, and even a golf course scattered along the southern coastline. It was one of the first entry points by early explorers. Many of the buildings in the town resemble time. The town also became an important strategic point for the Japanese during World War II. Remnants of that military control until 1945 are now a tourist attraction. Old wartime bombs can still be found in and around Wewak. This is quite a job for the Defense Force explosive experts to find and safely dispose of. Behind all this, the East Sepik story is a mixed bag of excitement, setbacks, and disappointments since independence 25 years ago. The population of the province has probably reached 300,000 by now. It was 280,000 at last count several years back. One of Papua New Guinea's large provinces, it has a land area of 43,000 square kilometers. The land and the sea form the basis of the people's livelihoods, as is the case with many maritime provinces in Papua New Guinea. In many ways, the people of East Sepik are privileged. Their region is an immense grassland penetrated by one of the world's greatest rivers, the Sepik. Beginning its flow from the Indonesian mountains of Irian Jaya, the Sepik runs some 1,126 kilometers. As it twists and turns towards the sea, it is fed by a number of other big rivers. This is as far away as you can get northwest of Angers' capital, Wabek. Just a few meters to my left is Madang's border. And just a few meters down the Huat River is the East Sepik border. Elam is part of Angers. It has about 300 people. It is Angers' lowest and hottest part. And yes, there are coconut trees here. The people here can be called the Angers Sepiks or the Sepik Eggins. The Huat River becomes these people's highway to the coast. There are many tales surrounding the Sepik River. The reality is it sustains the lives of thousands and provides them with a means of transport. Whether it is paying the neighbors down the river a visit or taking village produce to markets. As much as the river is a lifeline, it can also create havoc. In 1992, floodwaters from continuous rains destroyed houses and food gardens. Its aftermath took several lives, mainly from sicknesses. The then government of Prime Minister Serabe Namaliu undertook major relief operations with donations from within and abroad.
We play by ready sampla something long halibim long all is la week. Na long time we play finish him look long here na tamblo long Angoram. All right, me at one minister, na minister of long foreign affairs by Toksabe, long acting administrator, one time secretary, Mr. Nabia, long one kind halibim and by me play give me come. Na all yet all can look out him long, na distribute him.
A pattern appears to have developed in the time the floods occur. The first major flood was in 1973, another in 1983, and then in 1992. If this 10-year time pattern is consistent, Sepik can brace itself for another major flood in the next 12 to 18 months. On most other days when the Sepik River is friendly, there are visits such as the Melanesian Discoverer, a luxury cruise ship operated by the Melanesian Tourist Services based in Madang. Along the way, tourists are introduced to some of Papua New Guinea's finest craftsmanship. Artifacts, masks, and others are the Sepik people's links with their past ancestors. The Sepik Tambaran House, or the House of the Spirits, is the center of many sacreds. Initiation of boys to manhood is one of those closely guarded traditions. This is where patterns resembling the skin of the Sepik crocodile are cut into fleshes of boys. It's a painful ritual symbolizing strength and maturity of the Sepik son. The inner significance of the Tambaran House is reflected in the design of the Papua New Guinea National Parliament. There are no spirits inside there, though, only elected members and parliamentary staff. This is a reenactment of the early arrival of missionaries at Tumleo in West Sepik, now the Sundown Province. But it was all one Sepik district in those days. Celebrating 100 years of the arrival of SVD, both Sundown and East Sepik welcome the work of the Catholic Church and the services it provides. From Tumleo, the missionaries spread out into the Sepik region, taking with them the Bible, the chloroquines, and the textbooks. The missionaries started education in the Sepik in 1929. Today, missions are in areas and providing health and education services where the national and provincial governments cannot reach. In total, the Catholic Mission alone runs 113 learning institutions, 89 community schools, 18 primary schools, 3 high schools, 1 teachers' college, and 2 vocational centers. One of them is Yarrabos High. I have never been to Wewak or to East Sepik Province. This is my first time, and it was quite interesting to see the town, and it is also interesting to see you and to have heard about you. In overall development, Sepik is well placed geographically for trade links with Asia. Like its neighboring Sundown province, the timber resource is virtually untapped. The province's tourism potential is being promoted and developed by the private sector. The state-funded Tourism Promotion Authority has not had a major impact there yet. As a lowland coastal province, cocoa and copra are more or less rural-based industries. Their developments are measured in the total PNG production context. The one industry that could be referred to Wewak's very own is a new fish canning venture. After years of feasibility studies and planning, the signing and eventual commissioning took place in June this year. It was a significant event for the province where local leaders, developers, and even the National Fisheries Minister, Mr. Ron Ganarafo, flew to Wewak to ensure the stamp of approval. Another more visible development underway at this point is the storm drain project.
Public are complaining to 109 of us, including myself, Chan, myself, Namaliu and Winti. We've led the country. We've been the leaders of the country. Are we transparent enough? Are we showing people that we are genuine? Are we giving the direction that the people should follow our examples?
The current, and has been for the last 33 years, Sir Michael Somare, the regional member for East Sepik in the National Parliament. The name Somare is synonymous with the Sepik people. It is synonymous in PNG politics before, during, and after independence.
We have talked about this day, we have planned for it, worked for it, and looked forward to it. I know that every man, woman, and child of our new nation shares this moment of pride and happiness with one heart to join in celebrating our independence. A lot of people in this country thought, well, we wouldn't be able to do it. They were talking in terms of 2 or 3 decades, while I was talking in terms of few years. One stage in Australia, I said, oh, I don't see it, you know. I cut out myself with the Prime Minister. I think that's one of my quotations in Australian paper. I never thought, you know, by forming the first political party that we would be able to see it through. But then when I know that I had a lot of support from young Papua New Guineans, I thought, well, I think we should be able to make it.
Sir Michael is one of the most respected leaders in the South Pacific. He emerged to the PNG political helm at the time of Ratu Sir Kamesa Samara of Fiji, Gough Whitlam of Australia, Robert Muldoon of New Zealand, and at a much later time, Father Walter Linney of Vanuatu and Solomon Mamaloni of the Solomon Islands. Many call him the Chief, a phrase of respect and high placing in society. Others call him the Father of the Nation. Sir Michael was the Chief Minister before independence and the first Prime Minister after. During his lifelong political career, he held a number of other positions, among them Foreign Affairs, Opposition Leader, and Governor of East Sepik. Yes, he's been a backbencher on both sides of the house too. More has been documented about Sir Michael before and after independence.
New Guinea not making something. Pangu party saw him also. Papua New Guinea people, he got savvy, he got strong. People of Mananta be giving one kind savvy, all the same man, he got nervous skill. Papua New Guinea people today running country. Long public service. Long private sector. Before you know got plenty Papua New Guinea man running on PMV. Before you know got plenty Papua New Guinea man, he gets some development bank loan. Before you know got plenty man on Papua New Guinea, he got all kind business. Because Pangu, he thought business belongs to this black country. He must be going to blow all people from this black country.
We've achieved certain things, but we haven't achieved everything. And now fighting this election, I'd like to be able to go back and make sure that some things that we promise people, would like to be able to implement our promises that we've made to the nation and to the people of this country.
Yeah. Very close, huh?
That's that.
I thought we've been close.
Yeah, we've been
close together.
Yeah.
Well, do you want us to kiss each other too?
Well, I mean, that might be a good picture.
Thank you, Sir Michael, for talking to us. 25 years on, and you've been associated with it all the way through. How do you feel on this day?
Well, I think we have come a long way. We've come a long way after 25 years. Come a long way in terms of what has happened in the country. We've made a very good progress in a very short space of time. I think what we've also tried to do is try to put 100 years of development into 25 years. But we still have a lot of mistakes to go yet.
Mistakes? We've made many mistakes?
We've made many mistakes, but I think we've learned from those mistakes and we've tried to, and we still have a very thriving democracy. That's something which is very important.
Threatened though, over time?
Threatened from time to time, but I think Sunline, yes. But I think from time to time it has been excellent rapport. You look at the experience in the Asia-Pacific region, you look at the African experience, Papua New Guinea has thrived very well after 25 years, and I'm very proud of the fact that we've done well.
Lessons to be learned from Fiji, Solomon Islands?
Yes, I think there are a lot of lessons to be learned about, their type of development and what they're doing and so on and so forth. But to maintain democracy and to be able to put our heads up and continue on as a thriving nation, we have done extremely well.
What about economics in Papua New Guinea? How have we done?
Well, we've done fairly well. I think the economic management has not been as good as we expected. But in terms of how we have thrived, you go around PNG, nobody is living in poverty. Yes, you probably see the side of poverty, people like to publicize Port Moresby, Mount Hagen, Wewak and other places. But you go back to the roots in the villages, you find that the people still survive.
They're cushioned though by the normal village setting, not so much the Western economics.
Yes, that's right, yeah. Well, for the villager, yes, so much of a village setting. But for economic management, as you said, economically, the country has done very well. We have, yes, we've had problems for the last 3 years, but that was expected. The rest of the world have faced the same difficulty. We have really not have had a starvation like what you see in lots of developing countries who have been independent for a long time. They've gone back to poverty, and poverty is very high in their places, whereas in Papua New Guinea, I'm very proud of the fact that last week I was in Rabaul, and everywhere you go, it's one Australian said that, oh, you land in the jungle of coconut. Do they come up naturally? And a nephew of mine answered and he said, no, they were planted by the Germans and they made people to work, and that's how, this is how far we've come. Yeah.
What about East Sepik Province? You have represented this province in all of your political life. Are you content?
Well, I think what we've done is I'm quite happy with how we've fared with the other provinces. But I'm not happy that, some of our infrastructure development, we've spent a lot of money in this province. No one in Sepik should say that the national government has not put a lot of money into this province. It is, again, the management.
Yes.
We don't have good management team in the province. If we are arriving in Wewak today and you travel around Wewak and you go up to Maprik and Ambunti and Drekike and Angoram, these places, people will say to you, look at our roads, Somare, look at our roads, Arthur, look at our roads, Bernard, look at our roads, two Bernards and two Somares, and Peter Lewis, what have you done? Yes, we have the money, but the management team is not right, and we've had a history of Australian government giving us support as well. We've had a very good support from the Australian government, but each time the money is allocated to us, been withdrawn again for reasons only known to the Department of Works and Works Management in town and the administration as a whole.
33 years in politics, and after 25 years, Papua New Guinea being an independent country, what becomes of the chief?
Well, I think I've been thinking a lot about this. I don't know whether I should now call it a quit, or I feel myself personally that I can make a contribution. Put in the right place, in the right area, I think I can make a contribution.
Would you like to be Prime Minister again?
That is not a question that I would entertain, but depending on the elections, and if my party happen to gain the majority, of course I'll have a go. And I said, I wish a human being can change like snakes and others do, because a lot of things that we've made mistakes, and I'd like to be able to either sit up front or sit next to someone and say, look, we've made mistakes in those areas. Why don't we improve ourselves now? Let's look at 50th anniversary as a different perspective. 30th anniversary should be completely different from now.
So Bougainville will have, if not completely determined the kind and level of lower level authorities we have here in the country. You as minister responsible for Bougainville now, what is the future of Bougainville?
Well, from the last week's meeting that we had, and the last week meeting is an indication of what we can do. And I've gone to Cabinet. Cabinet has been very supportive. Prime Minister has been very supportive. His statement in Parliament is very supportive of the move that I'm taking. And okay, after 25 years, we've always had a struggle. Give them an opportunity, give them autonomous government in the area and see how they perform. And likewise, it goes to other provinces too. Idea of having a referendum is not to say that the referendum for independence. Parliament can still legislate, and Parliament still has the final powers. And you have to set a majority that votes in Parliament to grant an autonomous, or not particularly autonomous, but independence for any of the provinces who want to follow suit. But at the moment, I think Bougainvilleans are quite satisfied with. Yes, where I put in the agreement that they would also be looking at the possibility of future political status. A referendum can decide that, but referendum. I want people of Papua New Guinea to know that when referendum is conducted, it's not just conducted to grant Parliament as a final veto to everything in this country. And we have a constitution which safeguards the provinces, protects the human rights, protects the individual rights, association of press and everything else. And we have a constitution. We have one of the constitutions which a real good safeguard for anything that can go haywire.
Yes. So thank you very much for talking to us. The Chief, the first Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, the current Minister for Bougainville Affairs, Sir Michael Somare. That concludes our series of documentaries commemorating Papua New Guinea's Independent Silver Jubilee. We are sorry we couldn't bring you every aspect of PNG ways of life in these documentaries. We hope that we've given you a glimpse of them anyway, and also hope that these programs have helped you reflect on your own contributions to this beautiful country. Good night.